Hello and welcome back to another episode of GoGgLz Plays Stardew Valley. Dare I say, the final episode of GoGgLz Plays Stardew Valley. There are very few things that we have left to do in this farm. In order to get to perfection, that is. I could always have fun. But we're just gonna fast forward a little bit through my next little grind. Now, we have to get a golden clock, which requires $10 million. We need to find 2 walnuts, or buy 2 walnuts on the island. And we need to find Gus on the island. Those are the 3 things we require for perfection. Also, I'm missing one achievement, so I kind of want to play with raccoons. But we're going to play the game while we get through this final grind. So we head on out to the island after doing a little bit of production and some more choring, and we pick up the Keys Crop quest. This is a quest that I don't really take often, and one that does take some time, but I'm willing to put in the grind. And my first thought is, we'll get some treasure totems, and we'll dig them up trying to find as many key seeds as possible. I don't get many. And while looking at our special alerts for the week, we get a choice between punching grubs or fishing up lingcod. I like the sounds of fishing up lingcod. I ain't been fishing in a bit, so we'll do that. Head on over to Ginger Island and start laying out our fields for our Keys crop. I'm going to be laying down beans as well as garlic in any unused spaces and using Speed Grow level 2. And of course, whilst at my Ginger Island farm, I can't neglect my farm in Stardew Valley, so we'll get some powder melons growing here. And honestly, after watering these up, that's all for day number 1. Day 2, we wake up and we go to see the raccoons. Apparently, they do not have a full family yet, and they want some topaz as well as some magma geodes. I got topaz, don't have magma geodes. So I head on down to the mines, exploding some rocks, hitting some rocks, got a couple of key beans, but more importantly, I got the raccoon's request completed. Thanks, Bubba. Take this. And I get a star drop tea for my troubles. After going to go say hi to the raccoons and helping them start a family, I decide to go fishing for lingcod. Unbeknownst to me, I'm fishing in the wrong place. However, I do find quite a few key beans, both in treasure chests and just as trash items. So, I can't say that I'm too disappointed. Ooh, also a golden animal cracker. Let's go put that in a fish pond right now. I think you. And then let's get back to fishing. Still got a couple hours left for gotta pass out for the night. Well, key beam wise, that was much more lucrative than digging up treasure totems. So let's hop on tractor and move on to day 3. Starting off strong, we get a new baby ostrich. Your suggested name is Mover. You shall be Tagliatelle. And seeing as we had 2 ostriches in the incubators, we get a second one, which shall be Bucatini. Our ostrich family is growing. And speaking of growing, toss a couple more ostrich eggs in the incubators and head off to Ginger Island to see if our key beans are done. They ain't, but we do have a lot of stuff to harvest and a pocket full of key beans from fishing up yesterday. So let's harvest everything we can. And I'm gonna need more garlic. Yeah. That should do. And get some speed grow down. Why aren't you hoed? There we go. And then let's go get some beans down and finish up the rest of the field with garlic, just as a nice little placeholder. And I still have my special order for lingcod, and seeing as it worked out so nicely the other day, let's try fishing up some more beans. Lingcod in the pocket, and some more beans. Sorry, 2 lingcods in the pocket and some more beans, and an animal cracker. I like it. Well, midnight carp, and it's past midnight, so let's toss that fish pond and animal cracker, go to bed, and wake up bright and early on Ginger Island, harvesting our first batch of key. Turning them into beans, picking up all them seedses, and then heading right on back down to put them right on back in the ground. Then it's back to fishing up some beans. However, I also really do want that lingcod quest out of my quest right now, so let's focus on that a little bit as well. Couple more lingcods, lots more beans. Another lingcod. Man, if I had a nickel for every nautilus shell I fished up, I'd have 2 nickels. And, well, that ain't much. It's not nothing. 3 nickels! 4 nickels? And with that, let's head to bed. But I don't think we've named you yet. You shall be Timothy. Timothy has decided to join us at our bedside, and has decided to watch us sleep. But we can't worry about that, cause our aminals are running low on hay, so let's go visit Marnie bright and early, Friday the 5th, to go get some food for them. Hopefully that'll last a little while. Fill up our silo and get back to Ginger Island, obviously checking for Gus. He wasn't there. And harvesting what we can. Now, some of this stuff is in the way, so let's start chopping her down. Start with these coffee beans, because they're expendable. And then go find the final fish that we need for our special order. One last lingcod will do it. Now let's keep fishing. These beans are lucrative. And we'll probably call it there. Good night, Senpai. Good night, Leah. Good night, Timothy. And during the night, we have another family member. She shall be Todd. A beautiful name for a beautiful child. Waking up bright and early, and we head on over to Ginger Island, harvest some key fruit as well as quite a few garlic bulbs, and we turn all of that key fruit into beans, for we replant all them beans. Gotta make some room, get rid of all these coffee bushes. And looks like I missed a couple places with speed grow, so fill in those areas. And then fill in the large areas. And then we garlic up the rest of our field. Now, we're missing one more thing towards perfection, and that is crafting one recipe, which we are short one dragon tooth for, so let's head into the volcano, looking for fossils, looking for lava dwellers, lava lurkers, and beating them up. Second lava dweller, got our tooth. So let's leave, and as long as we're walking back, hoe up a couple of spots where our golden walnuts could be. Visit a bird, get them to tell us where the last one could be. Buried in the west. Well, let's start by making our final crafting item, and then let's head back to the island and hoe up any spot that I can think of in the west. Ah, I missed that one. Okay, well, that's two things towards perfection down. Everything is crafted. Everything is walnutted. So let's work on the now. Get some key fruit back to beanin'. And we need a little bit more room in here, so let's move these up a bit. Craft up a couple of more seed makers. I could foresee our seedage becoming large very soon. And then, let's get some crystallariums down to expedite our jade process. And whilst fishing up all them beans, we did get quite a few golden mystery boxes, so let's see if we can get lucky and get ourselves an auto petter. Nope. But that's alright. Check the island for Gus. He ain't there, so let's get these fresh beans down and start taking out some more coffee plants, coffee bushes, to make room for, well, some more speed grow and some more key beans. These ones too. And that should be good for the night. Day number 8. We have a Monday, so we have our powder melons done. And in addition to that, we also have the Festival of Ice. Oh, ice. A beautiful material to sculpt. The highlight of today's Festival of Ice is the fishing competition. So we made this frozen lake and we stocked it with fish. Are you ready to participate in the ice fishing competition? Yeah. Who's gonna compete? Alright everyone, let's begin this year's ice fishing competition. Contestants, your goal is to catch as many fish as you possibly can in 2 minutes using the provided fishing rods. You must catch our fish here, from those holes in the ice. Well, is everyone ready? I mean, sure. Begin! You're going down, Pam. Can I get it? Can I get it? Can I get it? Just beaten by the buzzer. A travesty. Wow, that's a lot of fish. The smell. Now for the winner of this year's ice fishing competition. Ms. GoGgLz with 6 big slimy fish. Here's your prize. Enjoy. It's a coupon for a free back rub. Well, that's it for this year's Festival of Ice. Thanks for coming, everyone. Now let's release these poor fish. I'm sorry, did you say free back rub? And with the Ice Festival done, let's continue getting our farm up to snuff, getting our next set of powder melons down for the next week of winter. And whilst I'm doing that, I have been upkeeping my production. What with cheese, mayo, jelly, aged roe, as well as wine. They are going to be my biggest moneymakers right now. But it's time to sleep. Timothy, did you move? No. I'm losing my mind. But luckily I got all this gold ancient fruit wine to keep me company. And whilst harvesting it, while getting it out of kegs, I'm also replacing it with regular old ancient fruit wine. Get our next batch going. I don't know that this one will come to the end of its cycle, but ooh, new ostrich. It's always good to have something going. Zetch. A simple fettuccine. And another ostrich chick, whom shall not be Babo, but shall be Capellini. And with that, we have a nice full coop of ostriches. Barn. It's a barn of ostriches. So let's head on back to Ginger Island, get all these key fruits harvested, as well as everything else that's ready for me. Turn it into beans. And start with our next crop. Now we need 500 fruit, and this won't get me there. But It should only be 1 or 2 more harvests in order to get the 500 I need. You know, I'll need a break from farming. Let's take Skull Cavern Invasion. Why not? In fact, Timothy, stop moving. And Susie, give me my clothes back. Better. And with my clothes on, heading down to the Skull Cavern. My goal here is to get as much iridium as I can, and you know, if I happen to find an autopetter in a chest, I wouldn't complain. But in addition to that, I'm just staircasing my way as I do, all the way down to level 100, and then from there, auto grabber. I shall make my way of my own accord. Galaxy Soul. Level 200 at 1:50 in the morning. Can't cut it much closer than that. Explode 1 bomb and pass out. Now luckily we got about 300 iridium ore from that, and I can't complain about that, and it gives me a good idea. But first, let's head into town, get a special order in the form of Gus's omelet, and earn our achievement for helping the raccoons grow their family. Head back to the farm, drop off some eggs in Gus's fridge, and just throw down some lights on the farm to make it look slightly prettier. Now, as I harvest these key crops, what I would like to do with all the iridium that I got from my delving into the dungeons is sell them. I know that sounds not that lucrative. However, if I make my way into the sewers, I can respec my mining profession to make metal bars worth ever so much more money, which I don't often sell my bars of metal, so I would like to try it and to see how profitable it is. But that's a future me thing. I can get the bars ready whenever, and I can sell them whenever. But now, we move on. Waking up in the morning, we got some things done yesterday, and we did get some iridium sprinklers with pressure nozzles down. So, let's just spend the day finishing up this field. We will need less iridium sprinklers to cover the entirety of this field, but more importantly, we will have more space to, in theory, get giant crops from. So let's break down all of our old sprinklers, make a nice little home for all of our new sprinkler locations, and pressure nozzle them up. But I have run out. I thought I had more than that. Well, luckily I know exactly how to fix that. But let's get rid of some of these other crops first. I want a field of blue. Yeah, you can go too. And get all this area hoed up around our newest sprinklers. Get all the hoed areas all sped growed up, and I'm gonna need more speed grow. Oh, Pierre. I don't know how much I'll need, so... I don't know. Let's call it 200. And now that I have all my sprinklers down, I know exactly how many pressure nozzles I'll need. And of course I will buy way too many. But that's fine. So let's get these beans down and growing. Well, not the prettiest of farming, but I have today to finish it off. So let's get rid of the final crops that remained from my previous farming endeavors over at Ginger Island. Get speed grow down on the new plots of land. And get our beans beaning. And out of beans, let's supplement the rest of it with just some garlic. Back in the valley, I harvest some eggs so that I can finish off my Gus's omelet quest, grabbing a couple $1,000s from that. And... Timothy, did you move again? Heh, heh. Give me my clothes back. Good night, Leah. This is revenge, isn't it, Timothy? Just... go stand by Susie. Timothy in his place, we we head on outside, and being a Monday, it is time to harvest some powder melons. And after our harvest, we sell, we seed, we replant. We are out of hay again, so let's go see Marnie. Buying some more hay for the aminals over the winter. And after this, today is the night market. I would like to go, and I would like to buy our Lupini paintings. The Lupini paintings are on a 3-year rotation at the night market. So in order to get all of his paintings, you need to spend at least 3 years going to the night market and buying his painting on each night. Then I pick up a special order for chopping wood. I reset my mining, masteries, professions, so that my metal bars are worth more. And I reset my fishing professions so that my fish are worth more. Because, in addition to having lots of metal bars sitting around, I also had some smoked lava eels, and I think those will make it worth it. I don't want to reset the mine. Let's just go back down to the bottom of Skull Cavern. Head on over to the night market later on. Get our Lupini painting, Tropical Fish number 173. And we have a little bit of time tonight. Let's chop down some trees for that special order we picked up yesterday. There we go. And then we move along. Timothy, I just put you beside Susie. But more importantly, our crops are done. Look at this beautiful field of blue, with a little bit of garlic mixed in, but just ignore that. And with our 500 key fruits harvested, all that's left to do is sell them, and make use of this very large, very pressure nozzle iridium sprinklered field over at Ginger Island. So, let's get some crops down. We got strawberries, we got blueberries, we got raspberries. And finishing off the top row, we have some pineapples. Moving down, why not get some broccoli? And some summer squash. Hot peppers, always a good choice. Eggplant, not just for texting. Some tomatoes in the corner. Corn right where it was, but in a bigger plot. Cactus. I don't grow it enough. And we'll finish off these two sprinklers with just a bunch of coffee. And then, of course, head on down to the night market, get our lupini. And we got time and not much else to do as far as quests, so let's pretty up the farm a bit. We'll start outside, and we'll change our fence to the exact same thing we did across the way with the coops, and make a nice little seasonal plant fence. Knock down a fence down here. And second verse, same as the first. And you go back. And then toss down some more lights. Good night, Senpai. Good night, Timothy. Good night, Susie. Good night, Leah. Wow, that key quest was not lucrative at all. It took up an entire field for half a month for 5,000 gold. 18th of winter, we get our secret Winter Star giftee, which is Marnie this year. I'll figure out something for her. But we did take a quest to get to level 100 in the Skull Cavern again. So, same as last time, we're gonna staircase our way all the way down to level 100. And then we're gonna go manual from there. Seeing what we can find along the way and grabbing as much iridium as we can. Ooh, aminal cracker. And it is time to go home and go to bed. Not as deep this time, but we did get almost 400 iridium from there, so that ain't nothing. Head on over to the bookseller as they're in town, and I got a bunch of books in my inventory, just trading them all in for whatever I can get. Pepper Popper, Spicy Eel, a Slime Egg Press, and hopefully some Monster Musk. Wood? Sure. Coal? Yes. There we go. Ah yes, and cave jelly too. Lovely. Now, I decorated outside. Time to start decorating inside. A nice little sitting room off to the side to profess my love of fishing. And of course, always getting production doing. We do have enough animal products that we have made our way up to 7.5 million so far, starting from approximately 3 million at the beginning of the season. Now on the 21st of winter, we make our way to Clint, as we did grab a couple more golden mystery boxes from our delves into the dungeons, and I would like to see if there's an autopetter in them. But there's not. So let's go give one of our cows a cracker. There you are. Throw our child into the stratosphere. And make a nice little bedroom for me and my wife. Sticking with the interior decoration, let's start making an attic before I realize it's Monday and my melons are ready. So we'll harvest those up. And this time we shan't put down melons, we'll put down fiber seeds. This'll help us, and we will not need to hoe up any ground come spring. They will mature on next Monday, on the 1st of spring, and the soil will be nice and ready for whatever I want to plant. But seeing as we've had to buy hay the last 2 weeks for our aminals, I'm gonna assume we need hay right now, so let's go grab another big ol' wad of hay, a prize ticket, and I can choose fishing or fishing. I've done lingcod, so let's just do ocean fish. Head on down to Ginger Island on the 23rd and finally find Gus and his mythical tropical curry recipe. Heading on back home, craft her up. Becoming a new gourmet chef and getting one step closer to perfection. Now, with all the production I've been doing, I would be remiss if I didn't increase it further, as I do still have a lot of things sitting in my chests. A lot of things that could go into a dehydrator. So let's craft up a bunch of those. And then let's do some decorating. Starting on a nice little side room as a monument to our farming and foraging prowess. The 25th of winter. It is the Feast of the Winter Star, and I have a gift for Marnie. A farmer's lunch. Oh, so it's you? A farmer's lunch. Thanks. Not a problem, Marnie. I knew you'd like it. Ah, hello, Maru. For me? Hey, Goggles. I'm your secret gift giver this year. Here, open it. What'd you get me? A beer. Wow. It's not much, but I hope you like it. It's fantastic. I'm gonna go to bed now. Friday the 26th, we do have our special order for ocean fish, so let's head out with some challenge bait and catch a bunch of fish en masse real fast. There we go. And I did get a slime egg press. I have not used these before, so let's get a couple of slimes in there, get them going, and finish up decorating an attic. That was weird. We're going back to the Skull Cavern. Not getting very deep, not getting too much iridium, but them's the breaks. Hey, here's to another great year at Science Farm. Next year is gonna be great. I can feel it. Did you just give me wine? Kiss. And the end of the season, gotta go off with a bang. Break some boxes, Clint. With nothing good. And speaking of nothing good, I've had a lot of stuff sitting in my chest for a long time, so let's head over to the Adventurers Guild and sell it. Wait, I did magma sprites too. What I got, Gil? Hey, 150 magma sprites, huh? Tell you what, I'm gonna give you Marlin's telephone number. He don't like me giving it out. If you ever need to use the item recovery service but don't want to walk all the way over here, just give him a call. Huh, that's neat. Spring, year 4. We do our morning chorin. We harvest all the fiber that we planted in the winter, and we get some ancient seeds down in our fields. Then Timothy does not want us to leave. You can hang out over here. Susie already left, so there's that. And I think Todd would like a pig hanging in a room. And we can start working on some more rooms in the house. Namely a nice little workshop in the basement, which will do nicely with a wall sword and a decorative sword. So we'll get rid of the axe that we put down and hang up a sword instead. Then in an interior decorating kick, let's just start off with a nice little monument to my achievements in the mines. And I need to get outside as I've been doing a lot of interior decorating. So I head on over to Ginger Island, harvest all these regrowable crops. And then make my way back for some more interior decorating, making a nice little TV nook to go with Todd. And that brings us up to 10 million gold. But I don't want the golden clock until I make my house beautiful. So on the 7th of spring, interior decorating done, and everything else acquired, head to Rasmodius, grab the golden clock, and make sure I ain't missing anything. Those numbers don't lie. Day 8 of spring. You feel it in your heart somewhere. Somehow, Grandpa is brimming with pride. The legacy of Science Farm is eternal. Let's go visit Grandpa. And, with a rumbling in the distance, we can finally make our way up the mountain behind the train tracks, all the way to the summit. Hey, Goggles. It's so beautiful up here. I was just thinking about the last 4 years. We've been through a lot together, haven't we? But look how far we've come. Parrot, you're ruining the moment. I think we both found what we're looking for in this place. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but here, with you. Kiss. A simple, yet beautiful ending cutscene for a fantastic game. I got this game several years ago, and I don't know exactly how long ago, but it was in release 1.4, before Ginger Island. And it was fun. It was something I enjoyed. Just playing at my own pace, which admittedly is a little bit faster than what most people would do. But that's what's great about this game. You can play at your own pace. You can play in your own style, though it does reward you for branching out into different styles. Especially near the end game, where you seem to have all the time in the world and just have to get creative with what you want to do with it. Personally, I don't oftentimes go into the mines for monetary gain. Oh, those eels look so long. I usually go to the mines to acquire things so that I can make my farm more productive. I usually get some animals, but never to the extent of this farm. I wanted to try something new. I wanted auto petters. But I didn't get what I wanted. But that's fine. It just made me play in a way that I hadn't anticipated at the start. But that's the beauty of this game. I knew I wanted animals, and I was willing to put in the work to keep all my animals. They got neglected sometimes, but more often than not, I would go around, do my morning choring, and say hello to all my friends in the warren, the hard cheese barn, the soft cheese barn, the commune, the pasta barn, glutinous bakery, breakfast coop, Jurassic coop, and the abyssal coop. It's been a long road. You challenged yourself to reach the summit. What an accomplishment. We've been watching every step of the way. And you've made us very proud. Thanks, Key. Thanks, Grandpa. But with one last look out over the valley, I think it is time to wrap up this farm and take our leave. I will definitely be back to Stardew Valley at some point in the future. Not in the same way, not on the same farm. But I know that I'll be back. Oh, those birds cut right through the summit. And that wraps up this Stardew Valley farm. Thanks for watching. And bye!